We're in the public hearing.
Okay. Spend some money.
Did you get it, John?
Page.
Windows aren't open though.
I don't know how they work. On February, to accept additional unanticipated revenue of $2,400 from the public school grant and to expend up to $480 from the school building maintenance and repair trustable trust fund for the purpose of improving security at the new high school and library. Okay, and the second one is to accept additional unanticipated revenue of $2,727.05 from the FY19 IDA preschool grant for the purpose of hiring a contracted service as an intervention. Okay?
Okay, do we need a motion?
Well, I'm gonna, if we want to do that,
Public comment?
any public comments?
Oh,
Any comments?
Have you opened the public hearing?
Yes, we
Yes.
have. We recessed. And we came back in and come out of recess. We had a non-public first, Larry.
There's no comment. I'll make a
Paul will make the motion.
I'll second it.
Okay. Okay, on the first one you're talking about.
Okay.
We're
Good.
not all
To both.
voting, are we all supposed to vote? 'Cause
Yeah, we are.
The other thing, we didn't do that either.
Well, technically they said it, but I didn't call them.
Yes. Yes, we all did.
Okay.
Yes. I'm saying no on this one.
I know why.
Okay. So it'd be 3-1-0 on that one. Okay. Okay, now, on the other one?
I'll make a motion.
Okay. 1 second.
Okay. Paul, any discussion? Paul?
Aye.
Aye on this one?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. 4-0. Okay. Okay,
Bring it up.
what's the matter?
The no vote. We'll bring it up no vote.
Mm.
On my Nova?
Yeah, because you said the reason why.
Yeah, what's all right?
Yes, we'll deal with it later.
Doesn't matter. Okay, we're out of the public hearing. Now we're into,
I move the public hearing be closed.
I moved that the public hearing be closed.
Second.
Peg?
I seconded. Did it?
Paul?
Aye.
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 It's closed. Thanks. Now we're in the minutes.
All right, I will make a motion to accept the Wednesday, July 17th public meeting minutes with corrections if there were any that were sent to Tammy already.
I'll second that.
I have a question. Wasn't, you were here last time, weren't you, John?
Yep.
Yeah, I think John was eliminated. Does anybody see him?
Eliminated? Well, that's not a nice word.
I didn't mean it that way, John.
No, he's here.
There is it.
John Safina, right after Bob Adams.
Oh, I said, don't worry about John.
Reinstated.
I'm glad you were not eliminated, John.
Did I accidentally come on here?
No, he's
No,
on
he's
there.
on there.
He found him. He was hiding.
Oh, yeah, he's right there.
You got the T on him, that's why I can't see him.
Oh, the
Yeah,
T
yeah.
from the
Who made
draft,
the motion?
okay.
Was it Peg with
Yeah,
corrections?
and then
Yeah.
Emily.
Emily made the motion
Jay.
with corrections. Emily?
Aye.
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 Melissa Brown is excused. Sent me an email. Okay.
And I'll
So,
make-
Wednesday, July 17th, 2019, non-public.
I will make a motion to approve those with corrections, if any.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Paul, thank you. Emily?
Aye.
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 Yeah. All right. That is done. Earl, you are up.
Hey, thank you.
Oh, sorry, thank you.
I'd like to commend all of the staff and the administrative team for doing such a good job over the last month and a half. The few positions that we had open, we welcome back a stable administrative team. And also, the staff members that came in, we had a great deal of success filling the few positions that we had. And I'd like to thank those people for taking time out to come in to share in some thoughts in terms of trying to recruit the best people we can to serve the students of the school. Also, too, many of the school board members have given up untold amounts of times in various committees, which they will talk about: the softball field, scoreboard, the various community members that Peg Heard will speak to, and Doug Shute, and would like to thank Jan. We had an excellent strategic action plan, and she put all the tasks on the board, and that has gone like clockwork. Also, one of the things that we're looking at, that I'm looking at for next year, the end is the beginning. So the profile of a graduate of Newt, of the Milton School District of Newt High School, is very, very important. And will be speaking with the staff the opening day of school and encouraging open participation in this. I think it's a worthwhile endeavor. You see many Newt graduates and how well they have done, and I think sometimes in the course of events in all schools, people lose sight of the fine students that come out of here as a result of the school system. And I think that it'll be important for all of the community, for everybody to be a part of the committee. And the task is very clear. We want a profile of what a grad of Newt would look like. I have embarked upon this in different times, in different schools and so forth, and consulted with certain schools in developing theirs. So I think we're at a time now, this is the third or fourth year that we're just our own school, and everybody that worked on the PDP plan and many of the things we've produced that are our own, and I think it's well timed. And this is something that when the budget brochure goes out, the profile of a graduate, we can probably knock it down into a page or two and put it in there as well. So I'll be looking for people. We're going to put it on the website, and it'll be an open enrollment whereby whomever from the community would like to be in it, and I can address and utilize the plan for how we facilitate it on the basis of how large the group is. So we can adjust that according to the interest that we have. I'm even looking at, I'll be down there to talk to the 12th students in 12th grade as well, and I'd like to put a few students on there too, so they have a current look at what a grad looks like. So therefore, is there anybody from the board right offhand that would like to be a part of that?
I've actually done something like that before, so.
Oh, you have? So you would really like to do that? Excellent, excellent. So perhaps from the standpoint of the board, it could be kind of like a little committee. We have the main man here in terms of the facilities, and we have the policies that you now have with Melissa Brown. And Peg Heard has the boats and the scoreboard and negotiations. Doug Shue is the brush coordinator. Talking about teamwork, if you go up by the high school on any day, you don't have to get frightened. There's this man with a strange hat on, with the ear laps going down, and he's looking like that. And he came out of the woods, And when the girls were little, we went up to New Hampshire, and the man in the mountain, the guy that comes out of the thing and scares the kids.
Clark's, yeah.
Yeah, I thought Doug was the fellow from Clark's Bear Farm that came out of the brush. You know, all of a sudden he gives me a
Oh,
big
Doug.
wave. I go,
Oh,
you
not
know.
nice.
But
Poor
it's
dog.
nice thing. Well, I'm commending him for all of his hard work on that, and the CIP.
We're in this all together, people.
He went around town and worked with Bob and Nate and myself, and Bob back there, and insured with the town. And Bruce was a tremendous help in terms of helping us frame the CIP. We had a nice meeting over the past month with a couple of budget committee members, and everybody's on board, and we're continuing to be transparent, and it's all about working as team. And here is Rob Quar, a new special education coordinator that just came by. So at this point, I'd like to thank you. We're fired up, we're enthused, we're psyched, we're waiting for the students to come back, and the 2019-2020 school year is going to be fantastic.
Okay,
Is that it, Earl?
That's it.
follow that up.
Follow that up, okay.
Follow that up.
Okay, on to page, financial reports. There's been a change
Uh-oh.
in the report.
Oh, the reports. Okay, I thought you were huge.
No, I was waiting. Nate's busy right now. He's gonna let him explain a few things to us. Because we have a new system in doing the monthly reports. They're different than the old ones. So I think I'm gonna need go back to school here and get some education on these, how they work.
I tried over the phone with you.
Well, I
It's a
think
little
that
easy to
figure should have
read.
been over here.
Yeah, but
That
where,
figure,
where are the totals?
what we budgeted. It should be on the left.
No, try the top
They go to the top.
rather than on the bottom. They're on the top
That ain't the
now.
total for that line.
This is the total for that group up here.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Nate has his hand up. I tried.
I think that figure's under the 1199.
Can
What's that? Go ahead.
So, obviously, the budget hasn't been migrated, it's not getting migrated until Friday. So the beginning balance is going to be 0 until Friday.
But that figure, should it be 3,198,915 to the left on that line?
Which line are you looking at, Doug?
Yeah, what page are you on?
First page, very top, right there. That figure should be 3 million.
Why are we?
Why
But it's
would it
all,
be?
it says 1,008,126.
That figure's wrong. You won't be paying people enough money. Look at your MS form. There's your,
Right, because we don't, the budget hasn't been,
yeah.
the budget hasn't been migrated over to it. So right now, you're only seeing lines that have something spent out of it.
Yeah.
So the lines that we have, like supplies that we haven't spent money out of yet, because there's no beginning balance, it's not gonna show up.
So far, for that first one, we've only spent $1,095.08 so far. Is that
Yes.
correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're not showing what we totally have budgeted under the 1,100 regular education.
Correct.
You're
Okay,
right,
yeah, no, I
right
see.
This
there.
wasn't, I wanted to give you guys something.
I understand
That's
that.
why I put this in. This is gonna be pretty much how it's gonna look. I'm still working on trying to figure out some quirks on it. It will make more sense next time,
Next,
because we will have a budget in there.
Yes.
So you'll see it matching up with the MS 22
whatever this
and
one is.
27.
Okay.
I can tell you, the biggest difference right now is it has the total for the functions first, whereas in
Yeah.
ADS it was last.
I'm sure it'll, but I'll need some education.
Okay.
Okay, if I look down, oh, I'm sorry.
Good. I'm sorry.
If I look down, Nate, to
Larry might.
56,100, I'm just trying to figure this out. Under balance, whatever balance is, it's high supplies or high school supplies.
Yeah, high supplies.
First page still. You've got $242.48,
Yep.
which,
That's what we spent
what we
in July.
spent, which should be, say, range to date or something.
Yeah,
plus
range to
what's-
date,
All right, plus what's encumbered equals whatever that budget balance is in parentheses way over to the right, correct? I mean, I just did it in
Yeah.
my head.
Yeah.
Okay. So my question, can you change range to date to
I'm hoping I
current?
can, yes.
Rather, because I looked at this going, huh?
I'm gonna try to make it as similar to what we have had in the past
Okay,
as possible.
okay, thank you, my
That
dear.
is my goal. I don't know yet if I can do that yet.
All right. Okay, yeah, because I obviously did not have any questions because
Well, I didn't either, but I was,
it's like I couldn't figure it out.
yeah, I mean, but I'm not saying it's not a good system, I'm gonna have to get used to it.
Yep.
So that's gonna be true all the way through that report.
Yeah.
So we're all set with the monthly report? What about page 19, are you okay with that one? It's revenues?
Well, I guess it's the same question. We've
Yeah.
only received 900,000.
Yeah,
Okay.
yep, the same deal.
Okay, page 20, we all set? Monthly grant report?
Now, are these all the new grants?
They're all the current ones that
The
we have.
current ones, okay. All right, phew.
All right. Now going to the page 22, treasurer's report for May of 2019. I'll need a motion to,
Make a motion?
I'll second it.
okay, let me write it down. Paul?
Aye.
Doug, aye?
Aye.
Hi.
Okay. That's that one. Okay, the treasurer's report for June of 2019. I'll need a,
So moved.
Second?
Paul?
Aye.
Aye,
Aye.
Hi.
thank you. Okay, cash reconciliation for page 28. Any questions? That's the old form, so. Okay, page 29, cash reconciliation.
For June. One's June, one's May.
Okay, let me see, if I can get my book. May 31st, yeah, you're right. See it now at the top corner.
Yeah.
All right. Page 30, food service operating.
Okay,
Peg, go ahead.
good old Peg. All right, Nate, I know I sent this off to you. If the school is closed, I'm looking down at the very bottom of page 30, November, labor loss. Labor loss, labor loss.
Yeah.
Why are we paying for labor if they do not work for us?
No, I knew you'd ask that before.
That's being added back into it.
Okay, so is that
So from
the,
their perspective, they lost labor. But
okay,
From our perspective, we saved that money,
okay.
okay?
All right, so was that, I'm just looking at oh gosh. Labor loss, that totals up to $1,491, the 707, 117, I didn't do the addition. 7, 8, 9, 14, yeah, okay, it adds up to about that. And the food loss because of the freezer is ours,
Yes. All equipment is ours.
and the food is
Food
ours.
is ours, too, yeah.
So that gets added to our loss.
Yeah.
So would the freezer break?
Yes.
So we
It's
had to
been
get,
fixed since then.
we got a new one?
It was I think the temperature,
Thermostat?
thermostat went. It's fixed now, though. So that's not a problem.
So that's why I was seeing refrigeration guys around.
Yeah.
We just
And
hear.
unfortunately, it happened like on a Friday when nobody was here, so we didn't catch it until Monday.
So we lost the food.
So we lost some food, yeah.
Anything else, Peg? Sorry.
Yeah, the things, the kids who still owe us, is there something on here that shows us that?
No.
Do we have that? Do you know what that is off the top of your head?
I can tell you that Newt is at 5,300, which it was 53. It was almost 7,000 just at the end of the year. Jen Levitt has been going to town and collecting a ton of money just over the past 6 weeks.
Good.
Yep. And
MES?
I don't know about MES off the top of my head. I haven't looked.
Now, is she calling the parents, generally?
She was sending letters.
So we're
She
getting,
sent 3 letters over the course of
so we're recouping
6
a
weeks.
lot.
I think it's been.
No, all that money that's coming back in, where does it go? The revenue?
It goes into sales for the school.
So, okay.
Yeah.
For this year or for last year?
At first, it was going into last year, but now it's going into this year because the books are closed.
So that'll be a plus for us.
Yeah.
Do we have a bottom line yet? What our bottom loss is?
For food service,
Yeah.
it's
Not 39,995, is it?
no, it's approximately 53,000.
Then why can't we apply that money to that deficit?
I don't understand.
The money that Jen
You
Levitt
did
put
take
in.
it back in. It's because of the last year that we're in a
Oh
deficit.
yeah, 90% of that did go back to that. I had to close the books on July 31st,
So we can't apply the rest of that money coming in
No.
back to that.
but a majority of what we got back did go to that.
But we're gonna have to pay that deficit somewhere.
Yes.
It's gonna have to be paid off, so we're gonna have to take it out of somewhere.
Yep.
And we did. So we don't have that final figure yet.
For the
Paying that deficit.
yes, the 53,000.
When do we pay it?
It's really just a journal entry. It comes out of the operating budget. Remember that transfer to food line?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
It comes out of there.
okay.
The last
So technically,
year.
it's been paid.
The last year.
Okay.
Okay.
I think every community has that problem.
It was in the. I want to say it was like 69,000 last year. So there is an improvement coming, or going on.
Okay. Anybody else? Any more questions on that issue? Moving on. Page 32, Milton School District Activity Statement Report, cash account. And page 33. Go ahead, Pat.
The only thing, I'm looking at the class of 217 and 218, and there's money left, and I know we had talked about contacting them and seeing if they wanted to do something with
Mr.
it.
has been reaching out, trying to find the class president. I know one class was trying to hold on to it for a reunion,
Oh, okay.
just to see if
All right, that's cool.
they would be willing to donate the money.
Thank you.
Okay, all set?
Yep.
Moving on. Page 34. Guess we're on principal reports. John, I think you're up.
Dudley.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
I just had one quick comment. Last board meeting, I told everyone that we're getting $15,568 in fresh fruits and vegetables,
Yeah,
and I'm not exactly sure why yet, but they gave us $695 more.
More
So-
fruits, more vegetables.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
so now it's 16,263. Just a FYI.
I like them apples.
How about those tomatoes?
Yeah.
Ho ho.
okay, thanks. Okay, John, I think now you're up, John.
I included the health and wellness report, the activity for the year. Susan Welsh does a great job working with the staff and keeping the wellness committee going. So She submits this report every year, so I just wanted you to get a glance at that.
Do we get?
I did include a copy of the updated enrollment. Like I said, back in June, when I first started presenting this is a work in progress. We finally kind of landed on having 3 first grade teachers because our enrollment right now, we have in grade 1, it says 44, but we have one that came to pick up paperwork and another one that came in today. So we have about 46 first grade students, and we dropped down to about 41 second grade students. The numbers in the individual classes, those are wrong.
Thank you.
Because I'm still playing around with the Excel, it's an Excel document, and it's added up. The total class is like 44 is down at the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, that's not the way it's gonna be. So it was, like I said, it was still moving around classes and so forth. But the total enrollment right now is about 257. We do have, we're still getting calls to, every week, we're getting more and more, so we'll find the final number. But this is, as far as teacher arrangement, this is the way it's gonna be. And we have the letters ready to go out once you guys do approvals and so forth. So there's that.
Any questions? Peg?
Yeah, I mean, I really liked the wellness activity, but I do have a question for you on page 36. I sent a flyer off to Jan for the middle school and high school kids making pies for the New Hampshire Farm Museum pie contest in September, because it appears as though maybe the same 3 or 4 kids every year make the same pies, and I saw that they did something with King Arthur.
Yep.
So at least probably 4th and 5th graders, but I would love, so I will send you that flyer too. And I can't, when is it, September 22nd, Larry?
Yes, that's Saturday.
Okay, September 22nd, so you'll have time to
Yeah, well, that'd be great.
send some information out, but I think it's great to have kids
Oh,
making
yeah,
pies.
Yeah, the kids love doing the King Arthur flour. I mean, they bake the rolls and everything. And
Yeah, I think
of course,
that's
it was right
great.
around the time that King Arthur had the problem, but it was not our flour. We checked.
Good.
Not our flour.
Oh, I'm sorry, Larry.
That, in the hopes of always having the cooperation of the school district and the Farm Museum, may I take this opportunity to shamelessly plug for the 11th annual Pie Festival on the 22nd. And since Suzanne is basically the brains it out outfit, invite you all to be judges at the pie contest. If you do, you get in for free. If you want, you can even
It's a
bake
Sunday.
a pie, serve it to the adoring public, and come in for free. But that is a serious offer.
22nd.
We need approximately
Thursday.
2
No, it's a
dozen
Sunday.
judges.
September.
Oh, September.
And so you're welcome.
Write me down.
I'm experienced. I did it my first year here. I
Yes,
loved
you
it.
did.
I did. I loved it. It was fun.
John
All kinds of
volunteered.
pies.
Welcome back.
So put my name down. I'd love to do it.
Yeah,
again.
put my name down.
Yeah.
And he will eat them too.
I did. I ate them all. Dr. Greg was the winner that year. It was delicious. I'm sure she does it again. But-
So that's pie
so-
judging.
Handbooks. We have our handbooks. Peg gave me her corrections. Thank you, Peg. But no, that's good. These are like even things that I didn't do. These are like old, because I usually just redo the ones. The corrections that Peg gave me mostly are grammatical and so forth, and I'll fix those. So there's nothing context-wise except for changing no child left behind to ESSA. The other question I have for you, Peg, you said something about CBA under,
Oh, the early release days.
yeah?
You had 5 in there. 2 of them I noticed were definitely for parent-teacher conferences. The other 3, I'm assuming, are for professional development. Okay, because we had a big question about that when we were negotiating. They wanted more, and there are 3 in the contract now. Do you know off the top of your head?
I don't.
It was 5
Okay.
total. And 2 were for the parent-teacher conferences, I believe.
Right, but I'm thinking that they wanted to change the number. Anyway, okay.
They
I just
because last year we only had like one other. I think we had 3 total. There was the 2 parent-teacher conferences and 1 other. So that's why they wanted to get more back in. So we did.
and we can do that. I mean,
Yes, because you guys are in control of the calendar.
Okay, all right. We approved it then. Okay.
I guess I remember.
Oh.
I have a question.
Okay,
So,
thank you.
I don't know if I just misunderstood what we did with the family handbook and that we were gonna rewrite the whole drop-off, pick-up, driving thing in here as well. Was that, or is that gonna be just
No,
on a
that's
separate
gonna be the
thing?
same. There's nothing in, I would do a separate thing altogether, once we get the whole pattern and
Gotcha.
traffic. I'll put
Okay.
that, I already started putting that in my
Perfect.
purple pages, so
Okay.
I'll bring that up. And they'll probably see that more than they'll read.
Okay, that's fine.
So-
That's perfect, thank you.
Separate.
I didn't know if anybody had any questions or other suggestions with the book, but I'll make the changes that Peg made.
Yeah, it looked good.
I
No,
know.
and I appreciate it, because I haven't really.
Look at the little sticky thing sticking out of the sides.
Yeah, it looks good.
It looks good.
All
I'm
right.
obnoxious, what can I say? Yeah.
So I need a motion to accept the family handbook.
I will make a motion to accept the family handbook with all the corrections.
I would second that.
Who- Emily, was it? Okay. Emily?
Aye.
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 It's approved. Okay, moving on. Do you have anything on the staff handbook, John?
No, it was the same thing, just correction. That's okay, I
I will make a motion.
No, you're too late, Peg.
I'll second it then, with all the corrections.
Anybody have any questions, suggestions? Okay, Paul?
Aye.
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 Okay, there you go.
I had one additional thing to bring to the board, just to make it just kind of informational. We really want to start cleaning out, we have so much storage. Like, for example, these books, I think were dumped from the Newton Library. They're 2005 encyclopedias that were in the new teacher's classroom. We'd like to get rid of them. Also, since we're going to a new math program and like a new reading program, what I'd like to do is go through and see if there's any value. And for example, this book is worth 12 cents. If I could find a buyer, I would have to come up with like 100 books for them to actually even look at them. So there's really no much value in some of these old, because they're pre-Common Core, these books. So if I don't find, there are book sellers, book buyers that'll buy
Yes.
back books,
Yeah.
and I will check and see if there's any real value to the books. And usually what they'll do is a salesman will come in, look at what we have and say, oh, yes, they're worth something, or no, they're not worth anything. I could also put them out on the principal serve, see if anybody wants them. But I really would like to start dumping them, and if you're okay, if I have that discretion, if I find if anything has any real value, I'll bring it back to you before we do anything with it.
Do we want to, Peg, on a motion?
No, but you know what? I'll give you the number. Alan Dew, and I do believe it's D-U-E, in Milford. I don't know if he is still in business, but 100 years ago, I actually worked in his bookstore, and I went around and bought books.
Was it a textbook company? Because this is a
No, it's just a little bookstore, and homeschoolers go in and buy books, and
Oh, sure.
I went around and I bought books from different places.
Yes,
So,
send me his information. I'll contact him.
okay.
I just like
Yeah,
to
and I
start
don't even
being
know if
able
he
to get
still is in
dump these, 'cause they
business
pile
or
up.
not.
We don't really kind of take an inventory. I'm not just going to go do mass dumping. I'm going to do research and see
You
what
know,
they're worth. If they're not worth anything,
Perhaps
anyway.
there's like a homeschool network. You could put the names of the books on it if people wanted them.
Sure.
There's some good workbooks. Like the everyday math workbooks. These I think maybe worth $1. I did get something where, but we can look. If you have that, I'll send you a list of the ones we have.
Okay. I'll make a motion to have John use your discretion to figure out what to get rid of. Is that what we're?
I will second that.
Any problem? Paul?
Aye.
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 Got that.
There you go.
Okay. You all set, John? All right, page 96.
Don't see anything.
Jan?
The state amended ED 30618, which says that high school graduations can be set without worrying about snow days.
Yay.
No more than 5 school days or 30 instructional hours. So I'm wondering if you're interested in setting graduation for next year. It's June 12th at 6 p.m.
Why not?
Well, I'll make
Wow.
I'll make the motion then.
I'll second that motion, no problem.
Do we have any discussion?
Well, that's one thing folks can begin to ask us about.
We got that all set.
Emily?
Aye.
Peg?
Aye.
Doug, aye.
Aye.
Okay. Anything else?
And then,
Still got the floor.
Earl asked me to provide student discipline data for this year, so I attached that. I broke it up by middle school, high school, and then I broke it up by consequence that they received. And I scrambled today and I thought, you know what, if I look at this, I want to know what the numbers from last year were. So, it took me a while, but I do have those numbers that I can at least tell you the ones that have the biggest difference. Disruptive behavior was 304 in 17-18, and then it was down to 122 last year for middle school. It was 67 2 years ago, 39 for the high school. So that was the biggest change there. Leaving class without permission was 24 and 38 2 years ago, so that's way down. Non-compliance was 65 and 44, so that was down.
G, first grade for middle school.
Say again?
G.
It's 6, sorry, yeah. Skipping class was 23 and 72, so that's way down.
Wow.
Tardy to school, so 2 years ago, they didn't enter the warnings. This past year I did make them enter the warnings. I estimate it was about 1,400 2 years ago, so that is down by about 200. Vaping, interesting, what we've seen, high school number stayed the same, middle school number went down. So there were 5 2 years ago this past year.
Right, I see, okay. Peg?
Okay, just looking at, say, tardy to school. You had 277 middle school. Warning / other. Let's see if I add. Oh wait. All right. Never mind that. That adds up together.
Just so you know, every quarter they get 3 warnings. So we know alarms don't go off, cars don't start, we know some things. So 3 times every quarter they come in late, they get a warning. On the 4th and 5th one, they get a half-hour detention. On the 6th and after, they get a 1-hour detention. And then that resets every
Okay.
quarter. So,
Yeah. No, I added them up in my head, and it's like they do add up together. Okay.
No, I have a question for you. We don't have a programming in school telling the students the adverse effect that they're finding with vaping.
we did during a little bit during Red Ribbon Week. We've also had bulletin boards that we've put up. But the latest that's new this summer, the seizures and the lung damage is just
Yeah.
new information this summer.
I'm watching that cafe. Just sad. Not just for little, for everybody. Okay, I just was curious. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Have we reached out to Mr. Catwick yet about doing the volunteer work for cemeteries? I brought that up a meeting or 2 ago. He's looking for a lot of help in cemetery
Oh.
work.
Yeah, so we have it on our volunteer, community service hours.
Okay, good. I know he's still looking.
Yeah, I have a list of about 5.
Awesome, thank you.
Open house is gonna be September 12th, 6 o'clock for us. It'll be similar to last year. We'll have a general overview meeting, and then we'll have parents follow their children's schedule. We got feedback for those who had more than one child. They said it was a little trickier, but they did prefer following the schedule than having the open gym.
Is there,
Barbecue?
no, this goes for John also, is there any way that we can, they're gonna come into the school and see the new entrances, and any way that we can emphasize what we've done over the summer and the improvements we made, and let people see them and know we're making a concerted effort to make improvements on this booth. But we need the taxpayer support in order to continue this.
Well, I'm just gonna, that's why I was taking pictures of it.
Yeah.
I have a lot of pictures, I'm gonna put that in the purple page, I'll send out a summer purple page.
Okay.
Our open house is September 3rd, traditionally.
What day was that?
That's the first day of school, that night.
Third.
Third,
Um,
okay.
but definitely I'll put that in there, and we'll emphasize that in the purple pages. And also want to let you know, there's a preview day, that was in the purple page I sent you guys. Got some parents we got worked out perfectly, because I never liked that morning, everybody coming into the building. So this is for parents and children who have anxiety about first day, and new students to come and just see the building on Thursday, the 29th. And I'll point it out to them too, we'll put it out as much as we can.
And we have our sixth grade orientation on the 29th.
Okay. But you-
And then just the goals for our comprehensive school improvement, and there's a lot of pieces that fall under it, but first one, improving communication with all stakeholders, so that's between teachers and parents, teachers and kids, us and teachers, so different ways to improve communication with all of us. To improve our interventions in our RTI system, Jen has spent a lot of time this summer working with the grants, getting validated intervention systems that the data is shown to work. Went through the grants, purchased those, and then what she's put together for the middle school teachers is, let's say it's a math intervention, she has it broken up into daily lessons. She pulled out the vocabulary of each lesson that the kids are going to need, and then she found video clips for each topic, 2 video clips for each one. So if the teacher doesn't feel like they can teach it, there's 2 video clips as well. So that's ready for math and ELA for all 6th and 8th grade. And then still working on culture and climate, and looking at getting more students on some of the committees that we're working on.
What does CSI stand for?
Comprehensive School Improvement.
Oh,
No, oh, go ahead, Peg.
I just have a quick question. I know we're on a default budget, but accreditation?
So accreditation, we don't have the money to apply this year because we did our budget. However, we still have a committee that will continue to work on everything that we're doing, making sure that it's still in alignment with what NEASC will be looking for, and we can start kind of filling in our report based on what we're doing. So we'll work at it, but we can't apply.
Okay, so the reports are starting to be done.
Yes, that's this year. Last year we worked on our core values and beliefs.
Good.
So we have a draft of that. We need to still work on what our learning expectations will be, and then have them start looking at.
Okay. If you need a volunteer to do anything. I did it twice, steering committee, looking at all the reports.
Woohoo! It's a little different during the application versus the self-study, so we have to apply first and then do a self-study. So
Right, but I mean, even get started on some of the self-study, like the town and,
well, that would be my neighbor's. She doesn't care about her rabbits. I have 6 of them in my yard.
We got
what? We have a rabbit?
There's a
Rabbits.
rabbit over there.
I'm sorry, that wasn't proper.
Sorry. Yeah, rabbit.
Go ahead, Jen, I'm sorry.
Peg, you can give me any for my step number, does that mean they're working?
That means I've not had a chance to really go through it. I found one quick thing.
She was too busy with mine.
Yeah, so I will go through it, and if I have any, I will drop it off.
Okay.
I promise. Did you have a parent handbook?
I do have a student paired one, but my computer was freezing that
Okay.
day, and Kathy
Okay.
needed to get her 180 pages photocopied to you guys.
Okay, no problem.
For reference and stuff. So what's shaded is what's changed.
Yeah.
I have one.
I might have sworn one time, but
On on your page 14, but marked 112 in the bottom.
page, my 14,
Yeah, in your book,
yep,
113 in there. Going up to cell phones, discretion. I think it's spelled wrong.
on cell phones.
Yeah, second sentence down. Cell phones may be used with the teacher's
You're right.
discretion.
Just protection.
That's the only one I found on yours, Jen.
All right, well, if we want to go to page 31 of yours, Evan is not a reading device. How about even? Under silent sustained reading. Phones are prohibited during this time. Evan as a reading device. Sorry, it was just a real quick.
Okay, I need a motion to accept, please.
Make a motion.
I will second with corrections.
Me too, I'll
And you
go.
can give me future corrections over there.
I will, I promise.
Paul?
Aye.
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 Oh, you're all set, Jen. Thank you very much. All right, moving on. School board business. Policies for the first reading. Okay, the first one is BCA, Board Members' Ethics. Do I have any corrections, or?
Did you guys look at these today? Or-
No,
Okay.
these are the ones we looked at previously.
Yeah, it's already come from them.
Yeah,
Okay.
we've already.
Oh, all right.
They've done their due diligence.
I just have a question. Don't we have, as school board members, don't we have something that we need to sign? Or was it not ethics? It was, conflict of interest. That was what we had to sign. Never mind.
Okay, do I have a motion and a second to accept this for first reading?
A motion.
Second.
So, is it all right this way? We could send it right to she could type it and pen. Okay, Paul?
Aye.
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 All right, that one's done. Okay. Okay, this one is EEBB, use of private vehicles to transport students. Do I have any corrections? I have a motion to accept.
Second.
Emily, was that Emily?
Yeah.
Voice I heard?
I helped go over this, so.
Okay, do I have a second?
Oh, second. I'm sorry. I thought we.
Did I have any?
I thought it was Paul and
I
Emily.
motion, Emily second.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm
that's what
sorry.
I thought.
So I thought,
All right,
I
heard-
said it right this time.
Distracted
See,
by rabbits.
my ear is toned to women, not to men.
As it should be.
Whoa.
Yeah, maybe I should yell at him more.
No, it isn't. I always hear women. I'm never hear men. Sorry, I
I
apologize.
knew you were a
for
smart man.
that. Go ahead.
There have been times when we only have 2 students going somewhere and a parent has given permission for a staff member to drive them. Does this
Oh.
oversee this and say we can't do that, we have to have a bus?
Oh.
As far as I remember, when we were going over this policy, it was changed to be more like stringent. Like, no, we just don't want
I
people.
believe you're right. I believe
I
it's
feel like we
law.
had this conversation.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's, they can't,
Nothing's changed on here, it's just,
we're gonna leave it this way.
You know, nothing's changed
Right.
on here. This
Right.
was a change from
she just
what
had a
we
question
had.
of, what it means, of interpretation, so.
The parent may give written permission for other children to ride with other parents, but not staff members. Is that what you're saying?
Correct.
May I
Oh.
ask a quick question?
Go ahead.
Is this to go for second reading?
Yes.
All right, but I'm reading that first sentence.
I
They
know.
may not be transported unless the operator has a valid, okay. Any employee or private citizen using their own
It
to
was-
provide school authorized student transportation must have automobile liability insurance of not less than 500,000 and provide a certificate of insurance naming the district as an additional insured.
Right, none of our teachers will have that.
So this is for school functions.
Right, but I guess Jan was asking if I'm a teacher.
You better have all that
Yeah.
prerequisite and 3 triangles.
Oh, okay. Phew.
Or 3 flags.
Nope, triangles.
No, sorry.
It states. Never mind.
We all set?
Well said.
Emily?
I.
Okay, sending it forward. What's this one? IHBG, Home Education Instruction and Access to Curricular and Co-Curricular Programs.
Make a motion.
Second.
I heard you that time, Paul. Okay, do I have anything? Oh, go ahead, Peg.
I'm just trying to think back that we had some concern a while ago that there were no more requirements from the state as far as what a homeschooled student needed to finish, needed to complete. And yet I'm looking at number 2, written notice of program required. And I guess my question is, what is our role in establishing the curriculum? And is the state actually,
There isn't any.
There is not any.
I just, when you want to homeschool, you just inform one time, and that's it. It used to be you informed every year, and you just gave date, birth date, address, name, and now
Okay.
you just do it the one time. They changed it.
All you gotta say is, I'm learning them at home,
I'm coming home.
and it's all over.
So you all set, Peg?
So it's consistent, so what if you stop at Central Public and then you decide to go back? Do you have to do it again? I'm just curious.
Probably.
Yeah, then you're gonna say I'm taking them out and, okay.
Alright.
No, it's just very curious because it used to be that there were state standards.
Well, if they want to get a diploma, they still have to file it to the state. They
Right.
don't have to turn anything in each year to say, here's what I did this year.
They need an assessment. I mean, they can come in and take NWA tests with us. I
Right.
think they can do the SATs and
They're allowed to take any assessments with the public school, but they don't have to.
even
Yeah.
for graduation purposes, or, well, they have to take SATs if they want to.
If they choose to, yeah.
Go to college.
You could play in sports, all those types
Yeah, well,
of
that's the
things.
next one, but this, also, we maintain documents concerning programs in a manner consistent with other educational records. I mean, they're just, there's an awful lot in here that to me means that we need to kind of watch what they're doing, but nothing anymore. Okay,
We all set to vote on this one?
sure.
Paul?
These things are for schools
Aye.
to do if they want to
Aye.
attend school. Aye.
Okay, passes. Moving on, IHBG-R, participation in public school activities by home educated, charter, and non-public pupils.
Make a motion.
All right, okay, Paul, do you have a second?
Second.
Peg, I have a problem with 3 and 4. I thought the law with the state was that if the bus goes by someone's house and they're on their way to school, they could pick that child up. Thought there was a law on that. And also, I don't think
Perhaps that's what it means by the principal may make an exception to this
shouldn't,
condition.
that responsibility shouldn't be the principal, it should be the board. Because we just had an episode, remember? Last-
Yep.
I'd like to have this one checked out. 'Cause I thought there was a law. If you have a charter school or a private school and the kids come into school, by law, we had to pick them up and transport them.
So want to table this one?
Yeah, I do, I make a motion.
So we'll kick
Okay.
it back to the committee.
And do it. I'll see if I can find the law
Okay.
tabled. Okay.
On the, if I can say under B,
I'm sorry?
under subparagraph B of that area, where it talks about athletics, they have to also meet NHIA eligibility requirements. Because we ran into that with the non-public schools.
Where would you put that, Jan?
So it says request by uneducated, public chartered, or non-public school to participate in co or extracurricular activities shall be made in writing. They can provide permission, blah, blah, blah. But in order for them to participate in sports, they also have to meet eligibility, the NHIA eligibility requirements.
So this one's tabled too?
Well, I think
Oh,
it's
it's
the same.
tabled already.
Same
We'll
one.
table it for 2 issues,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, IJ, instructional resources and instructional resource plan. Do I have a motion?
Yep.
Paul?
Second.
Okay. Emily?
Aye.
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 Passes. Second reading. IKFC, alternate diploma for students with significant cognitive disabilities. Do I have a motion?
Yes.
Paul?
Second.
Okay. Do I have any discussion? Jan? John, any issues? I don't have any. I just thought I'd ask. Okay, Emily?
Aye.
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 1 forward, okay. Find my place here.
Phew.
right, we're down to old business. All right.
Yeah. I'm old.
Peg?
So, yeah, thanks.
Peg? No, you're not old. I never said that. You have the floor on softball field.
Oh,
update. The rest of the
I
members.
just want to say that I would like to extend a hearty thank you, first of all, to Jan for pulling together these, I guess, I'm assuming spending time with Bob and what needs to be done and who and date, which was key. But thank you to Carter Terry for the drawings, the structural big thing. But from that meeting, Jim Flanagan from J&S is doing the electrical. He's already got the permit. Stan and Doug and Bob Adams dug the trench. Jim came back, laid the cable. They came yesterday or today, I can't remember, and it looks good according to the town. And tomorrow, Matt, Marl, thank you. I knew I was going to say somebody else, but anyway, Matt is bringing some more backfill, and they're going to backfill. And Jim again has handled a request of Pat Smith to go and dig the concrete pad dugout, and has reached out to Norm Vetta Concrete in Rochester. I guess he has like 6 grandchildren in town. So anyway, I mean, it's like, thank you.
Everything. I said during committee, during facilities, I'm like, it only took 3 years. And we did it. Now we're
Well,
moving
you know
forward.
what? It only took me
It's
a
good.
year because I did not even know that we had a scoreboard until, last fall? And all of a sudden, there's a scoreboard?
It's moving.
Somebody donated a scoreboard? So,
But you haven't told them the good news, Peg.
cost. You see it? 0. We are not paying anything. That's it. So, yeah, I mean, the initial quote was almost $7,000, and we just keep whittling it down. Unfortunately, when Jim went to the town to get the permit, he was charged $50 because he was not part of the school district. So I am getting that money back.
We got money for the,
Right, so anybody who has anything from the t-shirts.
didn't Melissa bring it here, the
No.
money here? I
No.
thought she did a check. I
We
thought it
have
was
it,
given
yeah.
to
Oh, we have a
us.
check?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so if we have any
reimbursement.
incidental charges, but the town should be giving us a permit for nothing. I mean, it's town. So I've got a letter, yes.
Do we need to reimburse them then?
Jim,
Yeah.
the town will reimburse them. Not us, the town. So,
Even better.
what?
Even better.
Hey, I've already checked into that. I just have to, I'll get my act together and write the letter very quickly. So anyway, yes on the scoreboard, finally. And it's going to be beautiful. That's all I can say.
Peg, you have me too.
Really?
Oh.
You building a boat?
I am building a boat and I'm going to travel. I don't know where yet, but I'm going to travel. Anyway, Bob Bordeaux from Eastern Boats had offered a boat building class. The students will learn all of the aspects of building a boat. They will build a boat, and then they will raffle off the boat for money for the school. So we had a meeting. It was very, very well received. Al Goodwin from Eastern Boats came and spent the time with us. Brought some pictures of the boat that the kids will be building. Ben Carlton from the, what do we call it? I mean, he's kind of a jack of all trades at this point, but the
Woodworking shop,
woodworking shop / building /
greenhouse.
greenhouse slash whatever else anybody throws at them.
One thing, while you're at it, why don't we talk about Melissa Brown?
Okay, hold on just a
Getting
moment. Let me
the
finish
plans
this,
from Lowe's.
please. And Howie Drollet, who runs the Extended Learning Opportunity Program, they were all there, and Jan and me and Earl and Doug and, anybody else who wanted to be there. So it sounds as if it is going to start out as an ELO after school, and basically opening it to juniors. And what was the age? 16 or older, right? They had to be in order to even participate. But some of the components of the actual building, they will be going to the facility and learning all the different components of actually building a boat. I mean, I think it's just very, very exciting. So, looking forward to that one. Oh, and then second semester we talked about, probably or possibly Ben taking over and getting involved. So anyway.
We've redone his schedule so we can do that.
Oh, good. So definitely, second semester, Ben will be taking over.
Good.
So we'll have a boat at the end of the year.
You had something earlier, Wanda?
Peg, all of us, we forgot to say Lowe's. Want to speak about that, Jan or Peg?
So Melissa Brown worked with Lowe's to get a donation of a lot of plants from their garden center. So they donated, I don't even know how many flats of.
A gazillion.
A gazillion. So Ben Carlton will be using those in the greenhouse this fall to kickstart his program.
Nice.
And Jen helped transport them. Jen helped transport them.
Yeah.
Levitt, and I sent a nice correspondence to them, Lowe's, and I thanked them for it. And this is the first time, apparently, that Lowe's has assisted us in this way. So this is fantastic. We've gotten a tremendous amount of these type of teamwork, community type things at zero expense as far as the taxpayer is concerned. And it provides tons of things for our students.
Well, I also want to thank Annie McKenzie, because originally it sounded like maybe 20 plants, and I said, bring them to my house. The greenhouse needs to be cleaned out. Ben's not there yet. I will be more than happy to babysit for them. And then all of a sudden it was a bazillion plants. So I contacted Annie McKenzie, and she let us just kind of put them there. So, and I'm down there watering. I know how to use their hose now.
I hope we haven't forgotten anyone in all the different enterprises that we have, but we're very grateful for all the support that everybody has given us.
I think each board member has a certain attribute to offer to the board, so and that's what they're doing. So, I may not be able to get up front and do the administrative things, but we got other things we can do behind the scenes to help. Do you have anything else, Peg? Earl, you all set? Moving on?
Excellent.
Okay.
I can't think of anything else.
CIP, that's me. So we sat down with Bruce and Bob Adams and Nate and Earl and myself, and we initially started the CIP program for us. And what the planning board figure is not 25, it's 10. So anything above $10,000 you got to do in the future, you can put it in a CIP and plan for it, okay? Now that list that you have in your hand, the hot items right now, you got 1 through 7. We have to do the engineering study for the fire alarm design and both MES and Newt. Then we got to do the air handler for MES, and that's a separate project. So we had to turn in things to be looked at. We only have estimates, so we have to get engineers to draw up the designs. So there is a cost for that. We're not exactly sure what the numbers are, but we'll firm them up later. They're just numbers are put in there. I don't want to scare people, but we don't know what they are. So that's 1 and 2. 3 would be doing the fire alarm, both in MES and Newt. That's 3. And that's going to be a big cost item. It's probably going to be well over, well, I could say $100,000 possibly. I don't know if it's sure, but I'm sure it's gonna be. The number 4 on this list is, do the air handler on the first floor at the elementary school. That's gonna be a big ticket item. All right, and that's probably gonna be over 100, but it isn't gonna be done all at once. We're gonna try to do it in pieces, I hope. The number 5 is the second floor at MES that needs to be done. That price is cheaper, but it's, that's 20, that's, figure that's in here is 27, I don't know if it's true. Then the other thing we did is, Bob is the one that made the order of this list. He figured that would be the best way to go, and Paul and I discussed it with Bob this afternoon. It's in here. Well, also I went to Pat Smith, and he suggested that we put, instead of capital reserve fund, well, that's what he suggests, that we put $10,000 in it each year, and that would give us $100,000 in 10 years. And what we should do, this is how he does it with him, he puts his trucks on a rotation. So after you get so many 10 years on a pickup truck, you replace that pickup truck. But you wouldn't do it the same time you did the 1 ton. You'd probably do it the 5-year period. Then you go out 10 more years and do the 1 ton again. And then you do the pickup truck. You do it at 5 years before or after the 1 ton. So you'd always be putting money in the account and planning ahead. That's how that's done. And then the other one is the vent system for MES. That might be less than, it's going to be cheaper, because we found out that we're only going to need 1 system.
Smaller scope.
No. So that's your CIP program. Started off. Every year you could change it, add it, delete it, move things around. That's entirely up to the board. Now, Paul will have a lot more to say about the CIP. So I'll pass it to Paul on the CIP.
Yep, so Doug pretty much hit the nail on the head with all the CIP items. So we're going to present the first 2 for the design phases of the fire alarm system and the air handler for the first floor of the elementary. I don't know if anybody went by the elementary school and saw the improvements that we have now with a whole new foyer system and
Well, it's a greenhouse.
almost. We got to add new, they still have to put the lights in, they got to put the key fob system back in and all that stuff, but it's almost done, so.
Wow,
Looks
looks
way
nice.
different from the road now than it used to, so kudos to Bob and for spearheading that. The phone system is going in, albeit slowly. They have all the hardwiring done at Newt. The elementary school is going much slower than they thought. So it's looking like worst case scenario, they'll have the new phone system in Newt. Maybe not done yet in time for the start of school in the elementary school, but soon thereafter. So that's but it is going in slowly. We also talked about pushing forward, getting some blinds put in at the library at the school at Newt. So this is part of for the window system coming out of a we'll do that later. Yeah, we'll do that later. It's blinds. We'll go over that later. So that's basically we went over a lot of things today. We got updates on the school board that you also touched on. Traffic pattern updates, the CIP, campus pavement. We're going to try to push forward a plan to set up sections like we did for the roof. Sections of paving done over certain time frames. Start with the worst and then move our way through until all the systems are done. Like we walked by the elementary school last time and it was not good. So, and then we're also going to be contacting. I know we because people were asking about it, how much it would cost to contract plowing. If for some reason a truck breaks down that we have or something doesn't work, have one of these contractors on call. So if we are broke down and we just cannot plow, can we call them to do the job one time? So Bob's going to contact them to see if that's the feasibility of doing that. So we're not stuck if we can't, if our trucks broke down.
That's why we need
It's
to
good backup.
put our trucks on a replacement schedule in order to prevent this. It's cheaper for us to do our own plowing than it is to contract out, because we proved that. But the other thing also at the high school, we got brand new doors there also that should be done by the start of the school year.
We're hoping the system.
So,
A lot done.
got a lot done and a lot done.
Campus too.
And-
We have some additional cameras as well.
Oh, good.
Peg?
Okay, may I go back to the CIP?
Yes, you
Please. Is any of this, besides the trucks, are there any grants out there that we can apply for?
Could be. I can't guarantee nothing.
Couldn't hurt to look.
Okay, so possibly, all right.
No, the only thing is we can't take these engineering studies out of the renovation funds because of what they are.
Okay, so the designs, no.
Both engineering cannot be taken out of that capital reserve fund.
Okay, so these cannot be taken.
No, that
Whoa,
can't. That can't. This one can't. These two can't.
Even though it's a replacement?
No, which one you got? Let me see my paper.
The two designs.
No, they're both designs, engineering designs. This
Oh,
is a
design, okay, I'm sorry, I just saw the replacement,
Yeah, I know,
okay.
yeah, design replacement. That might be a little confusing.
Okay, and the other thing that, I don't know, I mean, I know this is really basically Bob, but I'm thinking the Damon House siding, should that be something that should go on?
We
Can
talked
be.
about that too.
Can be.
Okay,
It'll
Okay.
be added eventually. Like probably next time.
okay. And school buses, because I know that Tim
That's done to
had.
the operating budget. School buses usually are,
Are they?
yeah.
Yeah, we have a.
Because I know he did a
Why we,
rotating.
He has it, and it was always designed to go through the operating budget.
Okay.
which I think is a good idea. Because,
Okay, all right, just,
do you have anything
those
else?
were, no, those were my
No,
three questions
if
on
the-
this was.
This is a suggestion, if the board wants to change anything, you're welcome to change it, that chart. But what we've done is we've submitted the CIPs already to Bruce Woodruff,
Okay,
Earl. He's
Mhm.
commented back to us, we're well on our way.
Right?
Yes.
So they go before the planning board, they'll be put into the system, taxpayers will see what we got needs to be done.
okay.
Each year we can modify. Do you have anything else, Paul? Oh, sorry.
That is it.
Would it be useful to give you my long CIP summary for what you are stepping into?
Go ahead.
30-second rant, written out. What it does, it sets up a due diligence planning process for the school board that parallels what the town is now starting to do. It's an attempt to level fund forward year tax loads and protects the district from the massive impact costs of a developer who does not have to pay their fair share because we do not have the legal protection of a CIP in place. The CIP becomes a second pair of eyes, and it's more upfront information to the community that you're doing the right thing. It shows the district where future expenses have to be planned and can be planned, and at the end, the CIP is still a recommendation, and it is the authority of the Board of Education to set the warrants and present them to the voters for approval. And it don't hurt.
Thank you, Larry.
Thank you, Larry.
So, anybody anything else? Oh, sorry, Jen.
I wanted to ask if possible, the first 3 weeks and the last 3 weeks of school in the old new building is very hot. Some of the upstairs rooms last fall got up to 96 degrees. Is it possible for us to look at a couple of the portable air conditioners that vent out with the hose through the window to use in the upstairs rooms, and then room 6, the old library, because that catches afternoon heat, to try to keep those rooms more temperate during those seasons?
Look at it.
I think so.
Yeah, cost.
I've even seen a bunch of them on Facebook Marketplace this summer too. So,
Yeah, so one that's what made me think of it like that, that would work perfectly.
right?
We all set?
That's all I have, Mr. Chair.
All else you got? Okay, all right. Do I have any committee or board member reports? I think we pretty well did it under old business. All right. Larry, we're at public comments. Emily?
That I think I did it. It's just a pleasure to hear things coming in from the community that are helping build the district. Oh, I'm sorry, I do have one question. And that is the money that is coming back from the school lunch program. Is that going into a dedicated, unchangeable detail function line, or is it general revenue?
It goes under sales at school, I believe is the title of the account.
Can it be nudged to general revenue? Or must it be allocated to a specific detail on the function?
It has to be for the 200 function, which is food service.
Okay, because if it couldn't go into general, and if it were an amount sufficient for accreditation, put it for accreditation and run your deficit all the way to the end of the school year.
Bill Larry.
I see what you're saying, Larry.
Yeah,
I hear you.
know.
Skin the cat.
Do you have any?
I just had one comment. Thinking about the feeding product for the elementary school, which really needs it. It would be nice to have, I know it's expensive, but curbs, I think, would really help the pavement and like make the whole place look much nicer. So
Where would you want to put the curbs? I would.
What's that?
Along the side.
along the edge of the pavement to keep it from just cracking and
Yeah.
dribbling off into like
Never land.
never.
People drive off it. Okay.
Yeah, and break it.
We all set?
That's it.
Now, the only thing I want to do is maybe Nate should give us a little, this document signing has changed a little bit. Is there any way that you could help us with a little education?
Yeah, or it says your name, sign it.
Best advice we've had all day, Nate.
It's totally
There's a
different.
lot because Sue's been practicing.
Okay.
So they're like individual.
Yeah,
One
unfortunately.
check?
Well, it worked out that way.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
How many do we have there?
there's
Oh,
quite
right.
a few. Yeah,
1,300.
Okay, because I saw the top one and saw voucher and going,
yeah. So
that's not what it used to be called.
some of them, yeah. Some of them, the old ones from last year's
Okay, all right.
payroll.
All right.
I'll start.
But it's pretty much the same except it's on top instead of on the bottom.
Okay.
And it has my real name. Oh, you get some of my stuff from the
Doesn't your
bottom.
other one have your real name too, though?
No, it had Peg.
Let's see. Sorry. Well, it should be Margaret. So.
I know. Well, the
Margaret.
new ones are Margaret.
Margaret.
Oh, what? Oh, Paulette. Oh, I'm sorry.
Stamp made. Okay. So we all set on that?
All set.
Quite a few. We must have, what, 30 there to be signed?
Good old
Get
Sue.
started.
Okay,
Have fun, I don't have to do that.
have fun. Okay, need a motion to enter non-public?
Make a motion to enter
Oh.
non-public session
I will second that.
Okay.
for his governance.
Okay, that'll be under RSA 91A, 32A, B, C, I, J, and K. And it's what, 7:22?
No, that's
John.
7:26, dude.
Oh, it's 27, 26, 27. Okay,
Sorry.
it's all right, it's my glasses. It's not my teeth this time.
Everybody?
Special
Aye.
ed guy,
Uh,
new
Aye.
special ed guy,
Hey,
free
we're non-public.